Live from KHOU 11, your news starts now.
Thanks so much for joining us on KHOU 11 Plus. I'm Tracy Bragg in for Cheryl Mercedes. Sadly, it was a very violent night across the Houston area. Let's get you caught up. In Channelview, a homecoming party turns violent after deputies from the Harris County Sheriff's Office say uninvited guests showed up, plus a woman injured in the Gulfton area after a drive-by shooting. But right now, so many of you are waiting to learn more about a shooting near Angleton that tragically took the lives of 2 children and seriously injured 2 others. Again, this all happening near Angleton. Troy Kless is live at the gas station where Brazoria County Sheriff's deputies were called to this morning. Troy, what can you tell us?
Well, Trayson, we could see that the scene behind us is clear. Deputies were focusing their investigation on the second pump that is closest to us. Now, it was a much different scene earlier today when sheriff's deputies had arrived to investigate this tragedy. Now, take a look, and you can see the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office had this entire gas station blocked off for several hours. The Brazoria County Sheriff's Office says that the 8- and 9-year-old shooting victims were flown to the hospital and are now in stable condition. A 13-year-old and a 4-year-old had passed away. At this time, the Sheriff's Office tells us 1 woman has been detained, though her relationship to the 4 kids is still unclear. And many are responding to the shooting, calling it a tragedy like Henry Hill, who came to the scene concerned about what happened.
It's unbelievable because, like I said, I've got 5-year-old grandkids, so I know where they at this time of the morning that this was going on. So it just brings a question mark in your mind: what was going on for kids that young to be out?
Now, investigators do not believe the gas station is where the shooting happened, and the relationship between the 4 kids is also unclear at this time. But the sheriff's office says that all those involved are detained right now, and we did reach out earlier this afternoon to get some additional details, and we're still waiting to hear back from the sheriff's office, and we'll bring you the latest on this tragic story tonight at 10. Reporting live in Brazoria County, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Such a tragic story. There's still so many questions that need to be answered. Troy, we know you'll stay on top of it. Thanks so much. Overnight, a homecoming party ends in gunfire in Channelview. Harris County deputies say an uninvited group showed up, and when they were asked to leave, they pulled out guns. Deputies say 3 people were shot, including 1 adult and 2 juveniles. They were taken to a hospital and are expected to be okay. Investigators say a suspect has been identified, and right now we're waiting to find out more details. Also right now, a woman is recovering after being shot in a drive-by, and investigators say this all happened right in front of her family. The shots were fired just before 10:30 last night at the Cedar Glen Apartments in West Houston. Police say a family was eating outside when someone ran past the complex. That's when a car drove by, and someone inside that car actually opened fire on that person. The woman who was with the family was shot in the stomach. She is in the hospital, but again, expected to be okay. Right now, police are reviewing surveillance video, trying to track down the shooter or shooters. And the government shutdown is going into day 4 today. As of now, there's still no deal in sight. Federal workers are facing layoffs, and the Trump administration is putting major city projects on hold.
As the federal government prepares to enter a second week of a shutdown, the finger pointing between Republicans and Democrats continues.
We're in the midst of a government shutdown that has been caused by Donald Trump and Republicans to inflict further pain on the American people. The government is shut down right now because Donald Trump and Republicans refuse to provide health care to working class Americans.
The motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
On Friday, the Senate voted and once again failed to move forward with a short-term spending bill to fund the government until mid-November, extending the shutdown. Democrats want more health care funding, including an extension of affordable health care tax credits.
My caucus and Democrats are adamant that we must protect the health care of the American people.
House Speaker Mike Johnson canceled plans for the chamber to return to Washington next week, a move that effectively puts pressure on the Senate to act.
So the House will come back into session and do its work as soon as Chuck Schumer allows us to reopen the government. That's plain and simple.
Meanwhile, the White House is threatening to lay off thousands of federal employees, adding that the move will cut costs.
Nobody wants to do that, but sometimes in government you have to make tough decisions.
The ongoing government shutdown means a number of federal workers, including TSA agents at airports, will have to continue work without pay. The shutdown is also expected to continue to impact a number of museums and national parks. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hopes the release of Israeli hostages will happen in the coming days. The Palestinian militant group Hamas agreed yesterday to release all remaining Israeli hostages, including the bodies of those who have died. Hamas also agreed to give up power. This all happening after President Trump demanded Hamas come to a deal by Sunday.
We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down and concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents.
This Tuesday will mark 2 years since Hamas attacked Israel, setting off the war. Back here in the U.S., former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez was arrested after being stabbed in downtown Indianapolis. Investigators say he got into a fight with someone, eventually leading to him being stabbed. Sanchez faces misdemeanor charges, including a battery with injury and public intoxication charge. Right now, he remains in the hospital, and police say all involved parties have been identified. Tonight, the Texas Renaissance Festival will host a memorial celebrating the life of its founder, King George Coulomb. He founded the festival more than 50 years ago. It has since become a Texas tradition loved by generations of performers, staff, and visitors. Coulomb's life and impact are also featured in an HBO Max, documentary showcasing the vision that made the festival an icon. Today, Missouri City residents made their voices heard over a proposed Verde concrete batch plant. The community and its leaders say the facility could pollute the air of more than 1,300 homes, 3 schools, and 2 clinics.
But not only will this affect the health and the welfare of neighbors, this project will also reduce property values in this area and depress economic development in Missouri City.
Speakers are now calling on the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to deny the permit. All right, let's get to a traffic alert tonight. If you're heading downtown, Texas and Austin Avenue near Dyken Park remains closed. This after Thursday's high-rise explosion. Crews have been working to clear up the remaining damage after the Houston Fire Department says a tankless water heater exploded and injured 6 workers. At this point, we're still waiting for an update on the condition of each of those workers. So far, it's not clear when that area will reopen. All right, now to a heartwarming story. A mom who nearly lost her life and her baby's life 8 years ago has long wished to see the nurse that saved their lives. Well, recently that wish became a reality when she found the North Texas nurse. Nicole Nielsen shares their emotional reunion.
It was 8 years ago this month when what should have been a joyful day for KHOU Amana, welcoming her second child, quickly became a fight to live.
I thought I'm gonna die and the baby's gonna die too.
At 39 weeks, her uterus ruptured. And the chaos, she remembers one nurse who never left her side.
Thinking like, this baby's not doing well at all and I need to intervene and we need to get this baby out really, really quickly.
Minutes away from disaster, an emergency C-section saved them both. But in the panic, KHOU never caught the nurse's name who alerted the doctors to what was wrong.
3-4 months later, I really need to go back and see the nurse, and that's when I started looking, what was her name? I forgot.
For years, she asked the staff at Texas Health Presbyterian Dallas if they could help her find her, but they never could figure out who was the nurse that day.
I keep saying her name was Dina or something, and it's we don't know that person.
Until recently, she found an old photo that changed everything.
Saw her little face on the picture, background of my baby's picture, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and look for her.
Ironically, KHOU had just started working as a nurse at the same hospital, and this summer she finally reunited with the woman who saved her life.
I saw her face, like, I'm like, that is her, and I couldn't stop crying.
That day and that story has stuck with me. It was honestly one of the most incredible moments I've had in my career. I've been an L&D nurse for 23 years.
That baby she once feared she'd lose, Aaron. He's now 8, smart, strong, full of life. 2 nurses, 1 story, and a bond 8 years in the making. While KHOU says she can finally be at peace, having spoken the words she's held on to for 8 years. Thank you.
Seeing her saying thank you was like what I wanted to, and that happened finally.
Wow, you have to love that story there. That was Nicole Nielsen reporting. All right, today, folks in Katy were treated to a fall specialty, their annual Katy Rice Harvest Festival Parade. All the classic parade action rolling through the city's historic downtown this morning. Floats, horseback riders, local cheerleaders, and of course, tractors. Yes, you heard me right. Today's event is the appetizer for the main event happening next weekend, the big festival.
Festival. The carnival's back this year. The best bands that you can imagine, amazing shopping, the Old Town Katy feel.
Festival officially gets underway next weekend. Sawyer Brown headlines on Saturday and Kyle Frey headlines on Sunday. All right, Pat, it's festival season and the weather is good. What more could we ask for, brother?
Cooler weather, that's what we could ask for, some cooler temperatures. It would sure be nice if during festival season it actually felt like fall, right? It's already October. Normal high this time of year should be mid-80s. We're going to be in the 90s, I think, as we go through the upcoming week. The good news, though, rain chances staying pretty low.
Okay.
But I do see some humidity coming back here the next few days. I don't think it's going to stick around for a long time, but it will be with us, so definitely not feeling like October here as we get into the first full week of the month, right?
Yeah.
Live look outside, you can see out towards downtown, a couple fair weather clouds. It was nice today. We got to the upper 80s and low 90s. 90, the official high temperature in the books this afternoon just before 3 o'clock. Normal this time of year, again, 87 degrees. Wake up temperature, though, is pretty close to where it should be, so pretty much right on target there in the mid 60s. And look at this number. This is the one that I really want to draw your attention to. The sunset time tonight, 7:03 p.m. At the rate that we're losing daylight, I think this will be the last few days that we get those 7 p.m. sunsets, meaning this week we get back into the 6 p.m. sunset time range. It's that time of year. It's already October. Hard to believe. Beautiful shot out towards Galveston. We've had some rough surf the last few days. Small craft advisory still in effect through tomorrow morning. I do think the waves will start to back off as we get into tomorrow afternoon. 87 right now at Bush, 83 in Galveston, 88 for Brenham, 85 Pearland, Conroe at 87 degrees as we get you into tomorrow. Mainly sunny skies. Can't rule out a stray shower chance, but all in all, it's a nice day. Temperatures, again, touch 90, probably around 3 o'clock again for the day tomorrow. So a very similar day to what we saw today. Flying anywhere this evening, no delays out of Bush or Hobby. Everywhere else looks good from New York to LA, Chicago in between. All right, radar is quiet. We had a couple of areas of clouds over the bay earlier today, but all in all, everyone stayed dry. A couple showers out towards Palacios, but that was pretty much it. With high pressure in charge, with dry air in the atmosphere, there's really nothing that we could squeeze out of it for now. We look out to the east, though, notice a couple of areas of rain and storms out towards New Orleans. As we flip over to the water vapor satellite, you'll really get the sense of what's going on out here. Disturbed area of weather here in the eastern Gulf. We've got dry air under this copper color here in the western Gulf. Unfortunately, as we go through the next few days, though, that feature, instead of going east, actually comes back west. And it'll just bring us a couple of isolated storm chances for this week. I don't think our rain chances really go crazy here the next few days. But we'll go from a really comfortable dry air mass that we've had in place the last few days to more of a typical summertime air mass, or at least late summer air mass with 90s and more humidity. So a couple clouds tonight, tomorrow, sunny, a little muggier. You start to notice that change. Maybe a stray shower chance. This feature should pass to our east, and so I do think the heavier rain chances stay on the east side of it. That said, can't rule out a chance for an isolated storm Monday with the mix of sun and clouds. Humidity goes up, though. We'll go from the not bad category to touching at least the tropical category for Monday. And then we stay in at least with dew points in the 60s. So the humidity's there. It's not bad, but it's going to be there for this week. And again, that could support maybe a couple shower chances through Wednesday. It may drop off, though, by the end of the week. I want to wait to give you any hope on that quite yet. But hey, I mean, look, this time of year, we do expect to see some pushes of drier air, so we'll see what happens. Again, that won't be till next weekend. So for tomorrow on Future Track, tons of sunshine to start the day in the morning. As we get to the afternoon, there's that feature off across Louisiana. So again, couple extra clouds for our eastern areas, maybe a stray shower. I think the farther west you go tomorrow, the more sun you see and the drier you're going to be. For your Monday morning, there's that feature, heavy rain from Lake Charles all the way out towards Alexandria. For us, it's sunshine, clouds to the east, and then a couple of showers could sneak in here, especially for our northern areas by the middle of the day, and then into the afternoon, some wraparound moisture through the city. That's it, about a 20 or 30% shower chance for us on Monday. In the tropics, we're starting to come out of the peak of the season, but still got to keep an eye on things in the Atlantic. This wave here off the west coast of Africa, 60% chance of development over the next 7 days. Let's see what the Future Track does with this. You can see it really struggles to get something going, but we could see some development here towards the northern Caribbean as we get towards the end of the week. We'll keep an eye on it, but right now, no threats to the United States. There's your 7-day forecast. So 94 tomorrow, isolated storm chance. We threw in an isolated chance pretty much every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. High temperatures, low 90s. The heat sticks around into the weekend. I do think we'll start to trend a little bit drier, though, as we get towards Friday and Saturday. It'll come with more sunshine. Overnight temperatures, though, stay warm in the 70s. But again, if we can get that push of drier air, that lower humidity, we might see some cooler overnight temperatures by the weekend.
Yeah, and I think everybody's hoping for that right now.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I would appreciate that personally.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks so much, Pat. And thank you so much for joining us on KHOU 11 Plus. We'll have more coming up at 10 tonight. See you then.